Okay. Touch the leg, everyone. Okay. So, balance long boy, the gature, penetration, cutting Jimmy when he is Uzundo, ye, Mundo, Zaldo. Okay. So, the 37 practices of Bodhisattva. Today is day 9. So in this book, there are mainly different paths. So we are on the actual teaching, right? Right. So in the actual teaching, there is two categories: how to practice preliminary and the path of three types of individual. So, and we are on the second, the path of three types of individual, and it has small individual and middle individual and great individual. Okay. So we already discussed about small individual and middle individual. So today we will discuss on the great individual. So this is very profound and vast topic. So to remembering that small individual, they get they see the lower realms very faithful, and they try to get rebirth in higher realms or in the future, right? And the middle individual, they see not only the lower realm is suffering, but the whole samsara, the cyclist existence is suffering. So they get fearful to take rebirth in the whole samsara. So they try to get liberated from this samsara and they practice. So now, and now they're discussing on the great individual. And this great individual knows both of them, there's the suffering of the lower realm and the suffering of whole samsara. And the great individual know that both of them. And it has the great individual, has a more capacity that they know whole those suffering and to get liberation, and then on top of that, they know that all sentient beings, all sentient beings are also suffering like me, like us. So that's why they think ju- not just for themselves, they think for all sentient beings. So that's why they think all sentient beings are suffering in lower realms. All sentient beings are suffering in this samsara. So they think, I must get liberated to benefit all sentient beings. This is their capacity or their ability of their, their mental ability, uh, very profound one, So they merely think for others, not for themselves. The small individual think for themselves to get better life, and the middle individual think for themselves to get liberation. But the great individual not thinking for themselves, they think for all sentient beings to get liberated from this samsara, not for themselves. Of course, they they know they are also suffering, and so and with all together, they know the suffering of all samsara, and they know they have this big heart to deal with all sentient beings, to mm, to benefit them, to benefit. Now the great individual, that like us, I mean the beginner one, they don't have the capacity to help other sentient beings, so they have to get enlightenment. Mm, to get enlightenment, first the great individual have to practice the path of the path of the Buddhahood, the enlightenment. So the first, uh, the great individual has to, they have to become bodhisattva. Then they practice the path of bodhisattva path, bodhisattva's path. Then they practice, their practice increase gradually. Then they become Buddhahood. They become Buddha. So that's why first we have to know what is the path of bodhisattva, right? So for this, today's topic, we will discuss on the great individual, and it is first we have to know what is the bodhisattva's path is, and what are the things we need to know. So we will discuss on the mainly bodhisattva means focus on the bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment. So we will discuss on this little bit. Next one. Okay. Okay, yeah. So to become bodhicitta means, bodhicitta is the words of Sanskrit bodhicitta. To translate this, bodhicitta means the mind of enlightenment, the mind of enlightenment. It means the mind of enlightenment or the bodhicitta. Simply, what does it means? Bodhicitta, what does the bodhicitta means? Bodhicitta means uh, uh, wanting the perfect enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. Do you get it? Bodhicitta means wanting the perfect enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. There's two aspects. Wanting the perfect enlightenment, number one. Wanting, someone is wanting, you know, like us, we want enlightenment. Someone is wanting the perfect enlightenment. And second aspect is for the sake of all sentient beings. There's two aspects in this bodhicitta. The meaning of bodhicitta is this, two aspects. One, wanting the perfect enlightenment, and second one is for the sake of all sentient beings. You have to know this. What is bodhicitta means? Bodhicitta is this, wanting the perfect Buddha for the sentient beings, like that. So this is bodhicitta. The meaning of what, if someone asks you what is bodhicitta means, what is the mind of enlightenment, enlightenment means, then you have to say the bodhicitta or the enlightened mind, the mind of enlightened means wanting the perfect Buddha or perfect enlightenment, same. The wanting perfect enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. That is bodhicitta, simply. Okay. I hope you know, you catch that meaning. So in the bodhicitta, there is two kinds of bodhicitta. Actually, there are lots of bodhicitta. There are so many kinds, you know, but summarize them all together, then we have two bodhicitta: relative bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta. So this is like a package, you know, and two categories. Relative bodhicitta. Relative bodhicitta is based on afference, you know, what we see, what we think, what we look, you know, outside world, how our mind manifests outside the world, based on that. And it has to deal with the compassion. That is relative bodhicitta. And the ultimate bodhicitta is based on emptiness aspect. You know, actually the whole phenomena has two aspects, you know, afference aspect and emptiness aspect too. So relative bodhicitta based on afference, you know, afference outside world, afference aspect, and ultimate bodhicitta based on emptiness. All things are emptiness and afference. They are, you know, this dualistic thing. So ultimate bodhicitta is based on emptiness, and it has to, it is dealing with, you know, realization. Like the relative bodhicitta deals with the compassion, right? So deal with it merely focus on compassion and afference. And ultimate bodhicitta based on emptiness, and it has to realize the ultimate truth of the phenomena. So this is the ultimate bodhicitta and relative bodhicitta. So I think you know that. If you don't understand, you may have question and we'll ask later. So now for the relative bodhicitta, there are two kinds: aspirational bodhicitta and engaged bodhicitta. Aspirational bodhicitta and engaged bodhicitta. Aspirational bodhicitta, it means the mind of enlightenment, which is wanting enlightenment, the mind which wants to get enlightenment for sake of all sentient beings. That is the aspirational bodhicitta. You know, to aspire, you know, to have that kind of mind, you know. I may I have the enlightenment for the sake of all sentient being. That kind of mind is aspirational bodhicitta. And engage bodhicitta means, may I have the path of enlightenment. No, may I practice the path of the enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. Understand? So aspirational bodhisattva aims, that they focus on the fruition, may I may I get the enlightenment, or may I gain the liberation, like that. For all of sentient being is same. And the engage as bodhicitta, it is mostly, principally, I think this is the word. Principally, it is focused on the path of the enlightenment. The aspirational bodhicitta principally focus on the bodhicitta itself, the bhumi of the Buddhahood itself. And the engaged bodhicitta principally focus on the path of the Buddhahood. So this is different. For all sentient beings, it is same. Aspirational bodhicitta is also the purpose. The purpose is for all sentient beings. And engage bodhicitta also, its purpose is for all sentient beings. The little bit different is, one is thinking for the Buddhahood itself, and one is thinking for the path of the Buddhahood. And also it is said like that, if we want to go somewhere, and that wanting, that longing inside our mind, that is like aspirational bodhicitta. Just wanting the result, wanting to go somewhere, aspirational bodhicitta is wanting to go Buddha land, or the pure land. That is how it the mind arises from within. And the second one, engage bodhicitta, is like going, walking. And first we think I have to go this place. And secondly, we walk, or we ride, or we get flight, like, so engage bodhicitta means to, sometimes it is translated like practical bodhicitta, means practically they're practicing, on the path. The first one is just aspiration, may I have get enlightenment for all sentient beings. That kind of, it is kind of aspirational, aspiration. The second one is just practical thing. So this is the different aspirational bodhicitta and engaged bodhicitta. These both are relative bodhicitta. So from today's stanza is based on aspirational bodhicitta. So we will discuss the main stanza. Next one. Okay. Okay. Then the aspirational bodhicitta, right? So it's the text reads, the practice of all bodhisattvas is to arouse bodhicitta, so as to bring freedom to all sentient beings, infinite in number. For how can true happiness ever be found while our mothers, who have been cared for us throughout the ages, endure such pain? So this is the main words, right? The main stanza for today's topic from the 37 practices of Bodhisattva. So let's we look again. The practice of all Bodhisattva is to arouse Bodhicitta. The practice of all Bodhisattva is to arouse Bodhicitta. I think you get it. The practice of all Bodhisattva is to arouse Bodhicitta. Why should a Bodhisattva arouse Bodhicitta? Not arousing, it is the reason why should a Bodhisattva arouse Bodhicitta? So as to bring so as to bring freedom for all sentient beings, infinite in number. This is showing the the reason, not reason, the purpose. A bodhisattva must arouse bodhicitta for all sentient beings in number, in infinite in number, right? To bring them freedom. That is the the purpose. Why the bodhisattva is arousing bodhicitta? It is because to bring freedom to all sentient beings. This is the purpose. The second line is showing the purpose of bodhicitta. First line is the arousing bodhicitta itself, and the second line it is showing the purpose of the bodhicitta. And the third line, for how can true happiness ever be found while our mothers who have been cared for us throughout the ages endure such pain? The third and the fourth line, it shows the reason why should a bodhisattva must arouse bodhicitta to bring freedom for all sentient beings. Why? It shows, and like the first small individual, right? Last time we discussed a small individual and the middle individual. They merely think for themselves to become happy, to not get suffering, right? So if they get the liberation, if they liberate from samsara, if they get higher realms, better life, but it says, how can true happiness ever be found while our mothers who have been cared? So in this, the great individual, they knows the whole sentient being are our mother, right? So the great individual must know the whole sentient being as our mother. If our mother is suffering and we get liberation, we do nothing for them, then it is impossible to get happiness, right? If our mother is suffering, they are getting pain, and we are living peacefully, this is little bit impossible. So that's why the reason is saying that for how can true happiness ever be found? It can't be found, because our mother, they are suffering in the lower realms, in the hell. If now we don't see, if we see our mothers are suffering in the hell, suffering in the hungry ghost, then we are trying to get liberation for ourselves, getting happy life. So this is impossible. That if we know, if the bodhisattva's level, if we have the mind that is bodhisattva's level, then we never become happy, because our mothers are suffering, in the hell. There are so many sentient beings, all of them are our mother. In the hungry ghost and animal, whole samsara is suffering. So all sentient beings are our mother, so they are suffering. Then how can I get myself the true happiness? So it is impossible. So that's why, because during the mother, our mother, they are becoming our mother, and they have cared for us so much, so countless times, so that's why a bodhisattva must practice the bodhicitta, or to arouse firstly arouse bodhicitta, then there are so many practical bodhicittas. So to know this, there are little bit, we have to know the seventh aspect, to know that first we have to know whole sentient being as our mother. right? So we will discuss on this. Without knowing these 7 aspects, we will not comprehend this whole stanzas, So it is saying that Bodhisattva, the practice of Bodhisattva is arouse Bodhisattva to bring all sentient being from suffering, bring freedom to all sentient being, right? It says that, and the reason is the happiness. We can't become happy while our mothers are suffering. So how all sentient beings are our mother, and so and so on. We will discuss on that. Next one. Okay. 7 aspects to generate aspirational bodhicitta. Right. So we have to know the bodhicitta before we generate or the arouse bodhicitta. We have to know this. We have to have this knowledge. Number 1, knowing all sentient beings as our mother. How? In Buddhism, all sentient beings are our mother. Some believe that, some don't believe that. But in Buddhism, we believe all sentient beings are our mother. How? Now we are human. We have only one mother. We don't have any second mother. But we can make, but they are fake. They are not true. Actually, we have only one mother. But now we are human. We have came from the past, the previous life, and that has another mother, and that our previous life has another previous life, and that has also another mother. As thinking like that, respectively, if we count one by one up and up, and there we can't find the first one. Which one is the beginning? Which is our first life? We can't. We never understand. We never know the first of our being. That's why in Buddhism, the time is beginningless. The sentient being came from the beginningless. There are so many theories in modern world. You may know the scientists are saying the Big Bang theory. From all sentient beings first start from Big Bang, empty sky, then Big Bang happened, then all this cluster and the world and life, and slowly human. They are saying like that, right? But actually, Buddhism says our time is beginninglessly. It starts from beginninglessly. There's no beginning. We can't find where is the first one. So that's why we use beginningless time. And from that beginningless time till now, we have take birth countless life. We have take birth and die, take birth. During that time, we have mother. So thinking like this, all sentient beings have been our mother. This life mother is one mother, and we will, if we die today, this life, if we if we die, if we leave this body, and we have to go into another life, and that has also another mother. So that's why thinking like this, all sentient beings have been our mother. So this is the one type of philosophical idea from Buddhism. So all sentient beings have been our mother. Okay, the number 1, we have to know that. And the second one is acknowledging the kindness. Actually, there it is. So like our mother, we may see how a mother take care their babies. We may see in the TV, the geography, or there are so many geography, if we see deer, deer have a baby, and the lion or the hyenas, they attack, and how the mother fight them. We're dealing with their bloods, and mainly sometimes they killed by the beast, by for their children. They fight with another one. So we may see deer and buffaloes, all those animals. We may see how a mother is sacrificing their life for their baby. And same, if we think our life, human life, first, how sacrifices have it, our mother, when they have us, they have us in their womb. They have so many difficulties, and during the birth, they have so many difficulties. And when they fed us with their milk and the food, whatever the nice things they give us, she give us, and then they growing up and up. Then they take us to the school, nursery, school, graduation. Oh, she did us so many things. So this is one life, their sacrifice. We may see very clearly how a mother is, the taking care of her baby. So that's why we have to know all sentient beings have been our mother. During that time, they have taken care of us so much. So we have to know their kindness. This is second number. And the third one, intention to repay their kindness. Knowing their kindness, is not enough. So we have to think, oh, all sentient beings have been our mother, and during that time they have take care so much for us. So now we have to repay their kindness. We have to the respond we have to respond their kindness. We have to feel their kindness, and we have to repay them. So for that we have to do so much for all sentient beings, not one or two sentient beings, all sentient beings. So these three things are very mainly focused on to generate aspirational bodhicitta or whole bodhicitta. This is very important topic. And the fourth and fifth, sixth, seven, they are immeasurable. So it is also very valuable topic. The first one is love. So we have to know love, immeasurable love. So we already discussed on this love and compassion, but to remind you, I will discuss a little bit. Immeasurable love. Okay. All sentient beings are our mother. In from we have to think all sentient beings as our mother, and we have to think, we have to love them. Love means uh, may all sentient beings become happy in this life. May all sentient beings engage with the cause of happiness. This is the meaning of love, immeasurable love. May all sentient beings become happy and engage with the cause of happiness. This is love, immeasurable love. And the immeasurable compassion, it means may all sentient beings free from suffering and free from the cause of suffering. And now, in this life, they may not have the suffering. In the future, the suffering is caused by the bad karmas, right? The negative karmas or negative thinkings. So to get a better life, or to not undergo to the suffering, immeasurable suffering, they have to focus on their causes, so they may not have the cause of the suffering. So love is mainly focused on the happiness, get happiness, and not deal with the happiness, cause of happiness. And the compassion is focused on the suffering. May all sentient being may all sentient being not be suffer and not deal with the cause of suffering. So this is compassion and love. And there are joy, immeasurable joy. Number one, number fourth. Joy means that if all sentient being, they have become, they are free from suffering, then they get joy, right? So if some sentient beings are having joy, we have to rejoice that joyful. All sentient beings, they have joy, sentient beings have joy, then we have to rejoice that joys. We should not rejoice only for our friends. If our friend is joyful, then we rejoice. Oh, my friend is very joyful, very good. If our enemy is joyful, then we don't feel good. We don't rejoice that joyful. So that's why the number fourth, immeasurable equanimity. All sentient being has become our mother. So there is no enemy, no friend. All are same, from the beginningless time, for the immeasurable number, countless, limitless number. They have become our mother. So today's enemy, enemy have been our mother from the beginningless time. So that's why we should not separate our enemy and our friend, all are same, equanimity. So we have to think like that. We have to feel good when our enemy or our close one, whoever they are, if they are getting joy, we have to rejoice that joy. That is equanimity. We have to feel equally for all sentient beings, because all sentient beings are our mother. Now we think, I have one mother, we love our mother so much. This life, because we know this is our mother. She gave me the birth. She gave me this life. So that's why, she loved me so much. That's why I love my mother, which is today's, this life's mother. Same, a countless time, the whole sentient beings have been our mothers. At that time, same feeling have been there. Now we love our mother, this life's mother, and in the previous life also our previous life, we have loved our mother. And maybe that mother may become today's our enemy. So that's why enemy and friends, they are no different. They are same. If we think this philosophically, thinking, if we deal with this, then all sentient beings are same. No, someone is not, someone is very close. Now we think, oh, this guy and this someone is very close to me. So she is or he is or whatever, that someone is close to you, then we think, oh, that person is close to me. That person is very nice. That person is my friend. But actually, the enemy, that person is not my friend. That person is not my, that person is my enemy. We think like that, That is only for temporary, only for a short time. We may think after some enemy may become enemy for one day, for 1 month, 1 year. Some may become our enemy for 1 year. Then we become friend. Some people may become our enemy for 10 years. Then we become friend. Like this, some may become our enemy for this life, and next life they will be, maybe they will become our mother. We don't know. So that's why all sentient beings are same, equal. No one is closer to us. No one is, alienness to us. All are equal. So we have to think all sentient beings are our mother, and they all have been, they all take, during that time, they all equally take care of us. So that on top of that, then we generate, eros our bodhicitta towards all sentient beings. So thinking all these, all sentient beings, and especially we have to think today this life's mother, and we have to this life mother is example, and we have to take that example for the former life, another life, another life, the counted lives. They all have, we have mothers, different mothers. So today's enemy, or the, the whole, all sentient being, anybody, we know or we don't know, whatever, if they are sentient being, then they have become our mother, and they all are same for us. So we have to, arouse that feeling. All sentient beings are our mother. They are same. First we have to generate this kind of feeling, all sentient beings are same. Our enemy, so enemy or friends or parents or not parents, animal, hungry ghost, hell, all the sentient beings are same. No one is far away, no one is near. So they all are same for us, So first we have to think, we have to generate within ourselves that kind of feeling, equanimity. On top of that, then we generate the, the bodhicitta, like all sentient beings, I am what? Afraid of lower realms, right? And I am afraid of this samsara. I am not happy in this situation. Samely, we have to think, oh, what is the use of my own happiness if our mothers are suffering that badly, right? So this kind of feeling, you analyze again and again, then we may generate the bodhicitta. So this is first, the aspirational bodhicitta, and the bodhicitta must, the beginner ones must take from our guru. The guru will perform some ritual practice, and they recite something, and we have to recite again. Then they will give us the bodhicitta, the bodhicitta bow. We have to take from some kind of master. Okay, so in this way, if we take the bodhisattva's bow, then after taking bodhisattva's bow, then we become bodhisattva. Without taking bodhisattva vow, we never become bodhisattva. Whatever we say, whatever we do, it doesn't include with the bodhisattva's practice. Once we take bodhisattva's vow, then we ourselves become bodhisattva, and whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever we think, all include with the bodhisattva. So that's why bodhisattva, this bodhisattva, the bodhicitta is very, very, very profound and very, very vast. Actually, the Mahayana, Hinayana, and Tantrayana, whole yanas include within the bodhicitta. So actually, whole the Dharma, whole the Buddha's Dharma is to get enlightenment. To get enlightenment, without bodhicitta, we will never get enlightenment. But once we take the vow of bodhicitta, bodhisattva, and arouse bodhicitta inside us, then we become bodhicitta. And whatever we do, that dharma practice, whatever we like, the bodhisattva must practice all things. Like bodhisattva must practice the small individual's practice. Bodhisattva practices the middle individual's practice. Bodhisattva practice everything. There's nothing that bodhisattva practice. Whole things are, the bodhisattva practice everything. So that's why there is nothing which bodhisattva don't practice. So once the bodhisattva has that aroused the bodhicitta, then whatever they do, whatever the act, normal act, the higher act is no need to say that, the prostrating, the circumambulation, the all those, the dharmic things are no need to say. But normal act, our normal daily life, whatever we do, wherever we go, whatever we talk, all those, like what we said, the idleness chatter, all those activity will become the cause to get enlightenment once we have aroused bodhicitta. So that's why bodhicitta, arousing bodhicitta or becoming bodhicitta is very, 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 very important, very profound and vast. So this is benefit. The benefit of bodhicitta is very, 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 very wonderful. So in this way, okay. So today's topic is based on bodhicitta. So we may stop here. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask. Thank you for listening. I hope you understand little bit.